The UFC Sphere card really annoys me. And there's many reasons why it annoys me. And that's what I'm going to go over in today's video. Because once again, Dana White has made promises that he has not kept whatsoever. He promised us a card the likes of which we've never seen before. He said there's going to be fighters competing to be on this card. And instead what we got was 3 good fights and then a bunch of random matchups that have no quality to them. Some of them have some quality, but the priority was that everyone else on the card had to be of Mexican descent. I don't know why. In fact, I actually do know why, because they're literally just trying to compete with Canelo, who's going to be fighting on the same day on Mexican Independence Day. I just don't understand why this has to be in the Sphere, why this has to be in Las Vegas. If you want to do a Mexican-themed event on Mexican Independence Day, go to Mexico to do it. I do not understand this whatsoever. You're in Las Vegas, you're in the Sphere for the first time, and the priority is that Mexicans just have to be on the card. So much so that Ronaldo Rodriguez, a guy who's an absolute bum on the regional scene, won his debut in the UFC recently, is fighting Ode Osborne, a loser in the UFC that I have no idea why is still signed, on the main card of this historic pay-per-view, the likes of which we will never see again. You're never going to see the likes of this ever again, guys. I'm going to go over some of the things that Dana White was saying to hype up this Sphere card. But look at what I'm talking about here. This is supposed to be a monumental event of epic proportions. And instead, we've got Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Ode Osborne on the main card. I would be busy slating Daniel Zellhuber versus Esteban Ribovic on the main card. But they've outdone it by also putting Rodriguez versus Osborne on there. 2 absolute no-names that wouldn't sell out an LFA event if they were a main event. They're on the main card of the pay-per-view purely because Rodriguez is Mexican. I'm going to go through the things that Dana White said. We're going to talk about ticket prices because the UFC is now becoming this rich man's club where, you know, all of these stars get to go to the Apex every time. And that's why the Apex is even still around. Ain't no regular fans getting into the Apex. They're family of the fighters and all of these rich superstars. Jared Leto's got a ticket to every Apex event. Don't you worry about that. Dana White is making a rich man's club out of the sport, and it's really annoying me. The minimum ticket price for this Sphere card in the nosebleeds until not long ago was about $700, and then you've got to add tax on top of that. So I think it ends up being about close to $900 if people that are talking about this, I don't know how the American system works, but apparently there's added stuff onto the price of everything for some dumb reason. So that's crazy that that's the minimum ticket price in the nosebleeds, okay? It's literally going to be a big screen in the background of the fight while the fight is going on. And they're sinking $17 million into this. Oscar-nominated cameramen. They're recording a fight. We watch it in the Apex. I'm going to go through stuff. We just got to listen to what Dana White's got to say. Then I'm going to compare it to every other Abu Dhabi card that they do, which is infinitely better than this monumental occasion that is an ode to Mexicans. I'm doing this for Mexicans on Mexican Independence Day. Oh, Abu Dhabi's got a card coming up. Stack it to the brim. Make it the best thing we've ever seen. Random Abu Dhabi card on schedule, as we do every year, better than this monumental occasion of a Sphere card, which is just downright awful. Let's listen to what Dana hyped this up to be, and I'm going to go through some other things afterwards.
And I'm already $16 million into this thing. This will never be done again. This will never be replicated. Anybody who comes in after me at the Sphere is fucked. Fucked.
Now, Dana does this thing where he does this expecting after he says things, and it's a good social move because it forces people to like match your energy. Otherwise, it's weird that you just did this at them. Dana does that all the fucking time, okay? And this is Face doing it here as well. When someone does that after they say something that they think is epic, You are forced to match their energy, or it creates a weird moment where you're dead face looking at someone doing this at you. It's a weird technique that he always uses. He does it on every podcast. Now, listen to this again.
And I'm already $16 million into this thing. This will never be done again. This will never be replicated. Anybody who comes in after...
And he says that anyone who comes in after this is fucked. They're not going to be able to match what he does. $16 million into this thing. Look at the card we've got. O'Malley Merab, cool. Grasso Shevchenko 3. This is on the main card. Ronaldo Rodriguez O'Day Osborne. Ortega Lopez is a sick fight. I'll give him that. Zelhuber versus Ribovic on the main card. It's a good fight, but is it main card of a monumental event-worthy fight? No, it's not whatsoever. Aldana Jamont, don't get me wrong, I'll be watching when Jamont's got her back to the camera. Yeregui Souza, and look at the trend here. Mexican. Torres Bahamondes is a sick fight. Monumental event? No, just a Mexican guy. Rosas Jr. is fighting Aori Chwileng. You couldn't find a good, fun fight for Rosas Jr.? Like a bit of a name in the unranked area of bantamweight? Aori Chwileng? Like, Rosas Jr., okay. Van literally just stepped in to fight Shayrez, who's on the card again because he's Mexican. Mexican but American. Mexican, whatever Ortega is-ish, you know what I mean? You know, some Americans are Mexican by origin, I get it. Mexican, and then these two pretending, basically, is what the card is. And they have done that as priority over a quality card. You could have had so many fun fights on this card, but instead, we got to have a Mexican on the main card. Who is there? Ronaldo Rodriguez versus O'Day Osborne. Wow, dude. Monumental pay-per-view. $16 million pay-per-view that you've just sank into this. What kind of business move is this? He wants to impress. You know what Dana's doing, yeah? Bucket list promotion moves. He knows he's leaving soon. He knows he's getting old. So he's doing these like wacky, zany things. It's going to be a spectacle, you guys. So he's sinking all this money into production value. So he can say when he retired, no one's ever sunk that much money into the Sphere. No one's put as much money into an event. And it's just like, shut the fuck up and give us a good card on the Sphere. First time you go in there, monumental arena, give us sick fights up and down the card. I don't want to see fucking O'Day Osborne on a main card of a monumental event. I'll let it play even more though. After Shannon Sharp stopped laughing. Skip! Collard greens, fried shrimp, Lake of the 5. I love Shannon Sharp. Either way, let's let it play.
Have you already got a card in mind?
We're working on it and we're tweaking it every day. And yeah,
John,
the answer is yes.
Oh, he's already got a card in mind. He's working on it. He's tweaking it every day. Sorry, what tweak did you make to get O'Day Osborne on the main card? We're working on it. We're tweaking it. We've got a card in mind. And Jack, once you see O'Day Osborne on that main card, we had to tweak a few things to get him there. What fucking thing did you need to tweak to get O'Day Osborne on the main card? We're working on it. We're tweaking it. And O'Day Osborne, don't worry, he's going to be on the main card. Versus a guy who's just won his debut. You know why I hate this, yeah? Because that is so dog shit. I'm not even angry about Zelhuber Ribovic, which should be on the prelims. Which would be on the prelims of a real monumental event. And then Dana goes and has the audacity to compare it to UFC 300, which had guys like Moicano Turner on the early prelims, by the way.
Ooh, I could just imagine. I'm sure everybody
collard greens, fried shrimp, Lake of the 5.
wants to be on that card.
Everybody should want to be on that card. Believe me when I tell you.
Everybody should. O'Day Osborne's on it. They were just competing to be on that card. We had to shuck them off. Like, hold on, guys. O'Day Osborne was here first. Sorry, O'Day Osborne. You are now the victim of my anger. Okay? I'm sorry. Probably a nice guy. You know what I mean? I'll root for you in the fight. How about it? You know what I mean? Like, good luck, buddy. You have been made hated by me. because of this. And it's nothing to do with you. This is like when they plonked fucking Bo Nickel versus Cody Brundage on the main card of UFC 300, while you had real sick fights on the prelims. Garbrandt Figueiredo was like second on the early prelims on that card. Think about that. Real monumental. And hear what Dana's about to say.
Everybody was all fired up about UFC 300. This thing is going to be, and again, if you are Mexican and you are on this, it's going to be like nothing anybody's ever seen before.
Right.
This bunch of random low-tier Mexicans that are unranked in matchups. We never seen this before. If you fought he couldn't even bring himself to say that either. Listen to that again.
Me when I tell you, everybody was all fired up about UFC 300. This thing is going to be, and again, if you are.
This thing is going to be, he couldn't bring himself to say this thing's going to be bigger, which is what he was trying to insinuate there. He just couldn't let it out of his mouth. Garbrandt Figueiredo second on the early prelims. Ode Osborne versus some guy who's just won his debut in Rodriguez on the main card. Don't you ever fucking compare this to 300. Stop glazing everything, Dana. Because it's always under-delivering now. Surprise us. Fucking ramping it up. And there's more that he said as well. There's another interview here.
It's going to be incredible. It's going to be the most incredible thing that anybody has ever seen in sports.
Dana, in the Sphere, it's going to be right here.
Hey.
In the Sphere, it's going to be incredible. How do you make it incredible for the people watching on pay-per-view?
Boom. Great question, my brother. So normally when we do a fight, we have a truck, there's going to be 4 trucks.
No one gives a fuck how many trucks there are. Like, I don't know how they might surprise me. How are they going to pull anything off for the viewers at home? We're going to want to watch the fight, and the camera angles you have and the camera work you do is perfect for watching fights. If you're going to be cutting away to some shit in the background or like showing multiple things on screen at the same time, I'm going to lose my fucking mind of how shit that looks. Less is more when it comes to watching a fight. Few cameramen over the top of the cage, all angles of it, recording what's going on in the cage. Really good guy who's going to like cut between the shots, a cinematographer, whatever they want to call it. Behind the scenes, pressing the buttons. That's all you need. I swear to God, if they start cutting away to these weird graphics in the background, in the middle of it, or they have some like Subway Surfers TikTok fucking style thing across the bottom of the screen where we're going to be watching some other shit going on. I don't know how it's going to be different. 16 million has been sunk into this. On what? I think he lets us know.
For this event. There's going to be 4 trucks. And we have assembled like literally the most rock star team on the planet. When I eventually get you guys in and walk you through what we're doing, I mean, the amount of Oscars, Emmys, Grammys, the list goes on and on.
No one gives a fuck who's behind the camera, bro. Like, I honestly believe Dana is literally sinking money into this. So on paper, Anthony Smith style, on paper it looks amazing in hindsight. This guy had all of those Oscar-winning people on the team. They're going to be holding a camera, little bro. Or they're going to be switching between angles of the fight. Like, I don't need them to be an Emmy award-winning guy. I don't need them to be an Oscar award-winning producer. What is that? What they've sank them? That is 100% what they've sank the money into. Because it ain't been the fights. You didn't sink the money into sick fights on the early prelims and main card. How dare we ask for a good main card where everyone at least is ranked? They've sunk money into Oscar award-winning guy this, and we've got to have 4 trucks, which is like what they do with the, the broadcasting team and the editing and the posting this. All of the gadget guys are in the trucks and stuff like that. Like, they're just building a roster that in hindsight is going to look really cool on Dana White's resume. Dana White did what? He went to the Sphere and sunk this much money? No one's going to be looking at, well, what was on the early prelims? That's what we care about as MMA fans. He's doing this, so all of his rich man buddies in the know are going to be like, you had who on the camera? You had who in one of those trucks? Oscar award-winning who? None of us give a fuck about that, and you're blowing money on it.
That the team that we've assembled to pull this thing off. But there will be a director who will just be filming the inside of the Sphere to make people at home feel like they're there. What we're going to attempt to pull off.
I swear to fucking God. I don't want to feel like I'm there. Or I go there. Please do not have a wide shot of the octagon with a bunch of shit going on in the background. I beg of you. Just give us a good... We're going to be watching O'Malley Marab. Please give us a good quality shot of the fight up close. I swear to God, if on the screen it's some weird fisheye lens angle that's being cut between so we can see what's going on in the background, it's going to be fucking shit. And it's not, and I bet you even if it's a bit better, and oh, that's cool, it's not $16 fucking million extra kind of cool. Okay? This fucking bald cunt is pissing me off.
I told you a million times, you're like, oh, he's always... I'm telling you right now, this will never, ever be replicated. Nobody will ever do this again. It won't make sense.
Now listen, nobody will ever do this again. Is he talking about card quality? Is he talking about how amazing the experience is going to be for fans? Wait for it. Nobody will ever do this again. Big for Dana White. If he can outdo someone. How will he outdo them though? Listen for the reasoning he gives as to why this will never be done again.
Do this again. It won't make sense for anybody. It's just too much money.
So why the fuck will it make sense for you? That's why it'll never be done again. When he started saying that shit on Skip, Shannon Sharp's show, collard greens, fried shrimp, mac and cheese on the side, leak of the five. When he started doing that on the show and glazing it up like we're never going to see anything like this again, I didn't think it'd be, we're going to blow so much money on this. No one's going to be able to blow as much fucking money on an event as we've just done. That's your reasoning for why no one will ever replicate this? Because it won't make sense. It's just too much money. Give us some good fucking fights.
Sense for anybody. It's just too much money. This will be one of the greatest things you've ever seen live, and we're going to try to pull off one of the greatest things you've ever seen on TV too. I will tell you this about the Sphere. It will be the biggest gate of all time, number one. Number two, it won't be the greatest UFC event of all. It will be the greatest sporting event of all time.
It won't be, little bro, because I don't give a fuck about shit on the card until Ortega Lopez. And I'll like, oh, Rosas lost. Oh, Rosas got a big win. Raul Rosas Jr., that's cool. Oh, Manuel Torres Ignacio Bahamondes was kind of fun. Right, so it's the main card. It's 3 a.m. over here. Time to tune into Rodriguez versus O'Day Osborne. Like, if it's just pretty colors in the background, I swear to fucking God. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen here. So I'm putting it all on the line with this video. By the way, when he says, you'll never see anything the likes of this ever again, no one will ever break the gate. I'll tell you why no one's going to break the gate of this event. I'll tell you exactly fucking why. Minimum fucking ticket on the floor is $2.5 grand. They've since lowered this because it wasn't selling the way they wanted it to. That report was coming out everywhere. This is just one I could find. It might be a bit biased because it's a boxing thing. But there were reports everywhere like, man, this ain't really selling out as good as people thought it was going to be. And look at all the seats that were left a couple of days ago. Look at all the seats that were left. And in the nosebleeds, the minimum price was $757. Without all the additional fees that are going to be added on for that. No real MMA fan. No, you're saying this is for Mexicans. I'm going to speak for Mexicans. No proper working class Mexican is going to fucking be able to watch this event. They're going to be at the Canelo fight with their nice priced tickets, which are probably still going to be a lot because everything's a lot these days. But it ain't going to be $757, likely to be about $900 worth to sit in the fucking worst seats in the house. He's built a rich man's club. And that's exactly what Power Slap is as well. Go to Power Slap. It's just fucking influencers in the crowd on their kick streams. Hey, Aiden. Hey. Oh, my God. It's fucking FaZe Ronaldo. That's all it is that's going on in the fucking crowds of these Power Slap events. He's just building rich man clubs. Cutting out the real MMA fan. Only rich people allowed at this once in a lifetime event. And only rich people, they're fucking casual fans. Some rich people are going to be hardcore fans. But they don't care that O'Day Osborne's on the main card. They're going to be, how about that O'Day Osborne guy, huh? What a superstar in the making if he gets a big win. Like, these guys are retarded. They're going to be at the event, rich as fuck, sitting in a fucking... Like, you just priced out real MMA fans, man. Priced out the working class. Shame on you. Same thing with the Apex. No real MMA fans are sitting at the Apex. Skinny Betts might get in. You know what I mean? That's as close as you'll fucking get. Mackenzie Dern's going to be there, though. Mark Zuckerberg's going to rent out the whole fucking venue. They are rich man clubbing our fucking sport. Come to the UK. Oh, what time is it on? Oh, you got to stay up till 6 a.m. to watch this main event. They don't give a fuck about a regular MMA fan. They got Saudi money lining their pockets and they're making rich man clubs out of it. Listen, I know this is once in a lifetime and I know that some people can't afford that. It's just fucking bullshit. Of course you're going to have the highest gate. You've only got the fucking middle class and above in your fucking arena. This one's for the Mexican people. None of them are paying $750 fucking dollars before taxes to get a ticket to sit in the shittest seats in the house. You know, $2.5 grand weakest floor seat. And they lowered this price as well. It went from like $757. No, they didn't. It's now stuck at that. But they did lower it because it was once higher and they've slowly brought down the price over time. And the thing that annoys me about this the most is 308 is still better purely because it's in Abu Dhabi. Jeff Neal, Rafael Dos Anjos on the prelims. There was just no fucking room. That's what you'll have me think. There was just no fucking room for Jeff Neal, the American, and RDA, the Brazilian, both from America, or the Americas as they call it. There was just no room for them on this card. Make way for Ronaldo Rodriguez O'Day Osborne. That's the crazy thing. 16 million down the fucking drain. Saudi money sponsoring the event. Booking out the Sphere. Once in a lifetime. You're never going to see anything like this. Regular ass Abu Dhabi card because they're bent over for oil money. This is what they get. Ilya's from Georgia. He's a resident of Spain. Holloway is from Hawaii. He is an American. Whitaker is Australian. Chimaev from the region, I get it. Garn Volkov, neither from there. Like, Ige Murphy, neither from Abu Dhabi. If this was all Abu Dhabi guys, or like guys from that region, or even just Muslim guys, because, you know, they claim, you know, and that's how it is. You know what I mean? They're like a big family. No pun intended. You know what I'm saying? Either way. They're like one big family over there. I'm joking. Either way, they're not even all like one Muslim fighter and then these other guys come in. They're putting like American versus Spaniard, I guess you can call him, even though he reps Georgia, on this card. Why is it not in America? Jeff Neal RDA. You know? Sharam Magomedov gets another fucking layup against a pure striker. They'll never test him. You know what I mean? Like yeah! Random Abu Dhabi card, 50 times the card of this monumental event that we're getting. Monumental event that we're getting in the Sphere. UFC Noche, sponsored by Riyadh Season. How about you just put on some good fucking cards? Quit pandering, bitch. Dana White, oh, you know, Trump, MAGA, make America this, make America that. I'm America first. Saudi money, you say? I'll bend over. How much for it? How much you want me bent over for that Saudi money? I'll do it. This one's just an ode to the Mexican people. Puts on a shit card with a bunch of unranked Mexicans. Worst part is, because most, like, half the fighters involved in the fights are Mexican, we ain't got a fucking fight over 155. They're not tall people, guys. That's what I'm saying here. Okay? Every fight is fucking tiny. There's going to be no momentum swing. There's going to be no vicious one-punch KOs. 125, 135, 155, 115, 135, 155, 145, 125, 125, 135. So this is where you need some Europeans in there, guys. We have some light heavyweights out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing above 155 on the fucking card. Like, it's a mess. It's a mess. And it did not deliver. And I don't give a fuck what Oscar award-winning guy is behind the fucking truck that we can't even fucking hear on the broadcast anyway. No one watching at home is going to care about the Emmy award-winning producer backstage. No one. That's what you've sunk 16 million on. Either it's an attempt to thwart Canelo, like they made him wait for Masvidal versus Diaz to be over. That was embarrassing for him. They might just be trying to do that on the Mexican Independence Day. Fuck over boxing, fuck over Canelo, because he's got a a cherry-picked opponent. Let's call it what it is. But it's like Dana's just doing things for his own ego. He's like sealing up his legacy in a nice, neat bow. Fuck the quality of the card. I want everyone to know that I brought all these Emmy award-winning guys together before I was done. Okay, let's make sure that happens. What about the fans, Dana? Don't they want good fights? Shut up. You know what I mean? Fans don't want it in the Apex anymore, Dana. But I'm good friends with Zuckerberg now. You know what I mean? It's just... Oh, I hate this bald cunt. And the most annoying part is they ain't even promoting the fights. I remember they did a face-to-face interview once with Darren Till and Jorge Masvidal, a round table interview. You know the type of interview they do for every major boxing fight ever? Where they have them both either side of a table with lighting coming down in the middle and they're talking to each other face-to-face. We don't get any of that shit. We don't get any promotion. You wait for them to be on fucking weight nearly to do a press conference that lasts 20 minutes and they get asked basic questions and then you stop it whenever it gets fun. Like you wouldn't let them ask Kevin Holland questions about Chimaev at one of the press conferences because you didn't want to ask about the opponents they have, guys. We don't see any promotion. Embedded is bullshit. I don't give a fuck. Oh, wow. Oh my God, it's Diego Lopez getting his suitcase out the back of a fucking cab at the airport. Oh my fucking, he's on an escalator. Oh my God, he's sitting on a plane. I don't give a fuck. He's checking into a hotel. Brian Ortega was just at that hotel. Oh my fucking God. That doesn't promote the fucking fight. Give us real promotion. O'Malley, Merab, either side of a round table, chatting it up. It's like on random people to capture these moments on their phone. Like when Merab confronted O'Malley while Alex Grasso was in the background. I know you guys have seen that clip. That ain't the UFC doing that. Random guy captures the moment on his phone. Biggest promotion we have for O'Malley versus Merab. You don't promote fights. You don't put on stacked cards for your actual audience unless it's in Abu Dhabi or Saudi Arabia in a fight night. You'll have fucking co-main event worthy fights of a pay-per-view on like the main card opener of a Saudi. They were going to have Nick Diaz, Luque in Saudi Arabia as the opener of the main card. Next up on the main card, Tony Ferguson returns against Chiesa. You're telling me Tony Ferguson couldn't just wait until this one on the Sphere? Just had to be on the Saudi Arabia fight night card. Oh, it annoys me, man. I bet you it'll be better than watching a regular card. I bet you. It won't be $16 million better. It won't be worth the lack of quality on the card. Bullshit, man. And then after that, we got like Pereira Khalil. But I don't care about Pereira Khalil, and I'm not going to pretend I do. Fucking bullshit, man. They don't promote shit. The Sphere, Dana says. You know, O'Malley Merab's on the card. But anyway, the Sphere, I got an Oscar award-winning, Emmy award-winning guy on the camera that night. No one cares. Give us good fights. Fucking stupid bald fuck. Honestly, dude, he's killing this company. Get him out. Hunter Campbell runs everything anyway. Get this power slap mongrel out of here. Fucking Egypt, bruv. Pisses me off. Look how good that card is. Just shitting out cards in Abu Dhabi that are like the likes of which we've never seen before. But the Sphere card is just make way for O'Day Osborne. I'm done. I'm done raging about it. Fuck him, dude, man. What a stupid company this has become. See you later. Goodbye. Toodle pip. Yeah.